What is going on, Grinders? It's Chief. We are in the building. It is Take Your Pick'em. It's the weekend. We are here. It is upon us. It is Friday, August 4th, 2023. I'm so glad to come on and talk to you folks yet again in the city. Jay Steele, thanks so much for joining us, brother. Glad you could come in and hang out with us today. Always good to see you hanging around and hopefully putting a few more dollars in your pockets day in and day out. Of course, it is time for winning words of wisdom. And hopefully you guys will get a little something out of this one. When I came across it, I thought it was really good because it's not just about being positive; it's about learning and growing. And it seems to have. Here we go. This one is coming from Jake Paul. It's coming from Jake Paul, and when I read over this one today, I said, man, this is a good one in terms of overcoming life situations in general. And so I'm really excited to bring this one to you. And this is what Jake Paul says. He says, I had to overcome bullies and other people who didn't like me and tormented me. I overcame those things with positive affirmations and setting goals. When I would set goals, I wouldn't let anything get in the way of me breaking them. As I found success, a lot of those things subsided and became less important. And so, Dan, good morning, my friend. Good morning. Dan Casey in the building. Good morning. When I read over that one this morning, it really spoke to me because I don't know if any of you have kids. I've got kids, and none of them have been a byproduct of bullying or anything like that. But I think it's very important to understand that bullying does exist in our society, especially with younger children, and just being able to keep a pulse on that and feeding your kids positivity about themselves, right? And so they can view themselves in a positive light and not allow things like that to affect them long-term or possibly at all. Being able to stand up for yourself, being able to view yourself as someone of value, someone that's important, especially for me. I've got little girls, and so I want them to understand that, hey, girls, you're valuable, you're beautiful, you're awesome human beings. And that way, if they can hear positive things about themselves, they can continue to promote positivity out into the world. And as things come up, they'll be able to recognize, hey, this is not correct, or this is not who I am. I'm a wonderful person. And guess what, folks? All of you guys are great in your own right. Find the greatness inside of you, spread that greatness out into the world, and continue to affect change. All right. That is winning words of wisdom from the day. Came across that one from Jake Paul. Thought that was really good. Just something a little bit different than the norm. So we're going to go over our recap as of yesterday. We are 7-3-1 on the month, so still having a wonderful month. And that's why I like to track these results, because sometimes you get to think of things and maybe you have a rough day or two, and then you go and look at your month and you say, well, the month is going fine. Don't get in a negative mindset because of one play. That's something we talked about in the prop shop yesterday, and maybe everybody didn't agree with it, but it's something I live by. You can't let one play affect how you think. Trust me, folks, I'm telling you from experience, you do that and you're going to be in a downward spiral of bad decisions. So always keep a clear mind, stay focused, and don't let one little thing derail you from the pie at the end. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. On the month, we were 7-3-1. We had Gospel yesterday at 7 strikeouts. He picked up 6 strikeouts in probably a really bad performance. Could have easily gone over that, but no big deal. Weren't able to get that one. Christian Javier at 5.5. Wanted more than 5.5 against the Yankees, just didn't materialize there. We wanted Schmidt under 5 strikeouts. We got that one. We also wanted Schmidt under 28.5 fantasy points. We were able to get that one as well. So there you go. We did a pretty good job. John Brown says, can you put a link in for the prop shop? John, I'll try to drop that in before the show is over. What you'll need to do, though, as long as you have a RotoGrinders subscription, you just get in the RotoGrinders Discord, and then the prop shop is in there. It's a free resource, so it doesn't cost you anything. All right, but I will try to drop that in before the show is over. Just bear with me, please, if you don't mind. All right, we're going to get into the plays. We're hopping right in, and I'm very excited about this particular slate, about the opportunities that we have. And this show, let's call this one Keep It Simple, and I am going to keep it simple. If you know who's on this slate today, folks, then you already know where I'm going to start. The Minnesota Twins are playing baseball. The Minnesota Twins will have bats in their hands. The Minnesota Twins are a heavy strikeout team, and Merrill Kelly is on the mound. I don't need to reinvent the wheel with the Minnesota Twins. Mike Jake, my brother, good morning. Mr. Hawks, Tyler Hawks, good morning. Thanks so much for joining us. We don't need to reinvent the wheel with the Minnesota Twins. Look at these strikeouts: 26 for Correa, 30% for Julian, 31% for Buxton, 20% for Keller, 26% for Polanco, 27% for Waldman, 20% for Vasquez, 43% for Gallo, 34% for Michael Taylor. And I'm not saying Merrill Kelly is an elite ace. That's not what I'm saying here. What I am saying is I do think he's better than Dakota Hudson. And I just saw Dakota Hudson pick up at least 6 strikeouts against his team. Merrill Kelly is coming back off the IL, has, I think, 2 starts under his belt so far on the season. Merrill Kelly, 25% K rate. Overall, 24% to lefties, 26% to righties. Past 30 days, 22%, 18% to lefties, still sitting around 25% to righties. This matchup should yield him fantasy goodness. As a team with this projected lineup, they have a 27.1% K rate. No, folks, I'm not exaggerating. As a team, the average is 27.1%, and that's with Gallo and Michael Taylor, Julian Buxton. Obviously, those guys are above 30%, so they're definitely pushing that strikeout rate up. But Correa's still at 26, Polanco's still 26, Wallner's still 27. They got 2 guys sprinkled in at 20. This is a high strikeout team. I like Merrill Kelly today. Our projections have Merrill Kelly at 6.67 strikeouts. And so I'm just going to say, hey, Merrill, go out, do your thing. Let's get 7 strikeouts for the team today. And let's go ahead and put that square in our back pocket and get that one checked off early. But she's not playing early. They're not playing until 8:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But still, I think this is a good opportunity for us. Merrill Kelly at the top of the board for me. And I don't think, I have to sell you on this. If you've been tracking the show or just the results in general, the Minnesota Twins are giving up strikeouts. I don't think I have to pound the drum too hard. Hopefully, you'll go down that path with me. All right, we're moving to our next one here. And this is going to be another easy one, in my opinion. Once again, like I said, this is a keep it simple show today. We've got Luis Severino at 5 strikeouts. I want less than that projection against the Houston Astros. What we've seen from Luis Severino on the season, 18% K rate, 15% to lefties, 20% to righties. Last 30 days, 18%, 16% to lefties, 20% to righties. Luis Severino has not been the same since coming back from this injury. And this is something I talked about on the morning grind yesterday. If Severino was coming back, giving up 4 to 5 runs, but still getting 6 to 8 strikeouts, I'd say, okay, maybe he just has some control issues. The strikeout stuff is still there. What we're seeing from Severino is not only is he not getting strikeouts, he's giving up tons of runs. He's giving up hard contact. Like, this is something's going on there, and perhaps he's just coming off the injury and still needs to get work back in. But he just seems, one of my good friends said, he just seems broken. And I'm going to go with that in terms of just a term, right? Nothing statistical, just us having conversation. Severino seems broken. I'm going to be inclined to agree with that. Something that's not broken, though, in terms of where we are, look at the hard contact. This is when I know something's really wrong. 53% hard contact on the season, 59% to lefties, 47% to righties, and over the past 30 days, 58%, 61% to lefties, 52% to righties. Folks, the Houston Astros have a fantastic matchup today against Luis Severino. Don't embarrass us. Knock Severino out of this game. Keep the ball in play, and I think we'll see Severino on the bench pretty early. So once again, that's Luis Severino at 5 strikeouts. Folks, we want less than that projection. This is another favorite of mine. Once again, we are keeping it simple. All right, here we go. We've got another one here. We're going right back to the Arizona-Minnesota game. We've got Bailey over. Folks, listen, there's a couple of teams that have given teams massive problems. A couple teams. The Arizona Diamondbacks are one. Now, with Jace Peterson being here, Tommy Pham being here, I understand that it's changed some. But Bailey over, we've got him at 17 pitching outs. I want less than that projection. I still think this team has enough to give Bailey Ober significant problems. I also like 5 strikeouts. We'll include both in the official tally. Let's go with that. Less than 5 strikeouts, less than 17 pitching outs. But the reason I like the pitching, less than the pitching outs here, he doesn't walk a lot of guys, but Perdomo doesn't strike out a lot. Marte doesn't strike out. Carroll at a 22% K rate, but has that 304 ISO, 405 WOBA. Christian Walker, 17% K rate, 364 WOBA, 237 ISO. And then we've got Lourdes Gurriel, 227 ISO, 325 WOBA, 18% K rate. The top of this order it just gives teams so many problems. And so as a result, I think they're able to get to him early. I think we can work the pitch count here. As we look at Bailey Ober, 24% K rate on the season, 21% to lefties, 27% to righties, 22% the last 30 days, 60% to lefties, 27% to righties. So listen, he's still been a problem for righties, but the first 3 bats he's going to see are going to be lefties. He's going to see his handful of lefties as well with Jace Peterson and McCarthy outside of the top of the order with Perdomo, Marte, and Carroll. Jeff, good morning. Bama, good morning. I think based on what we've seen here historically from Ober, I think he's going to struggle today. Once again, like I said, at 17 pitching outs, I want less than that projection. At 5 strikeouts, I want less than that projection as well. All right, we've got one more that I want to give you guys, and this one was only on Underdog when I checked. So it's not on PrizePicks. It was only on Underdog. I want to make sure it's still there because sometimes Underdog will move things. Yes, they have moved it. Perhaps it comes back. I'm going to give it out to you anyway. You may be able to find it across the industry. This one won't be included in the official tally. No, I take that back. Let's include it just in case it comes back on the site. You may even be able to get it on Vivid, and it may come back to Underdog. I won't get into too much analysis because it's not up on the board right now. That is Graham Ashcraft at 17.5 pitching outs. We want more than that projection facing the Washington Nationals. My rationale behind this one is Graham Ashcraft, what he may be lacking in the strikeout department, he's keeping the ball on the ground. If you look at this Washington Nationals team, look at his ground ball numbers here, 47% overall, 48% to lefties, 47% to righties, and pretty much right in line with that over the past 30 days. When we look at Washington, what we don't see is a lot of power. And so if this team is going to score runs, BABIP has to be in their favor. I think Ashcraft is going to be able to neutralize this team, not with the strikeouts, but keeping the ball on the ground. So at 17.5 pitching outs, if you can find it across the industry, what I'm going to do while we're live on the show, I'm going to go ahead and pull up Vivid, and let's see if it's in there right now. And that way, at least we know that we have a place that we can grab it. Once again, it was on Underdog this morning, and I was hoping that it would stay, but it is not there at the moment. And my Vivid is loading, so please hang in there with me. And I'm going to fly to that particular game right away and see if we have it. If anybody else can get there before me, please drop that in the chat, and we can just let our compadres know that it is available. I'm moving to that game now. Let's see here. No, it's not in there as of yet. Not on Vivid yet, but it was on Underdog. Perhaps it hits it later today. We'll include it in the official tally as long as I can confirm that it hits it later today. All right, folks, so we're going to go over our recap. We're going to get you off to your weekend, and I hope we get to sweep today. So at the top of the board, we are starting with, listen, the spot of all spots for Merrill Kelly. We've got him at 6 strikeouts. We want more than that projection. We've got Luis Severino at 5 strikeouts. We want less than that projection. We've got Bailey Ober, also in the Arizona game. We want less than 17 pitching outs. We're also going to go with less than 5 strikeouts. And then we've got Graham Ashcraft. If he can hit the board, we'll conclude it in the official tally. At 17.5 pitching outs, we want more than that projection for Graham Ashcraft. Folks, I'm Chief. This has been Take Your Pick'em. Thank you so much for joining me. Enjoy your weekend. Come in with your pockets empty. Leave with your pockets full. Let's get the sweep. And I'll see you back here on Monday.